This rusted, grinding mechanical engine, struggling to process fluid energy streams, illustrates the primary error across today's fintech landscape. Too many institutions treat artificial intelligence as a discrete accessory added to existing legacy architecture. Traditional enterprise architectures divide core banking functions into rigid, isolated silos. Product development, service delivery, and finance each operate within their own distinct closed loops. When an organization integrates a modern AI application, like an automation script or a client-facing chatbot, they typically place it on top of these unyielding silos, rather than rethinking the structure underneath. When the system attempts to route data through old silos up to the attached AI application, the pathways become convoluted. As data lines turn red and halt at the barriers, the problem is clear. The bolt-on approach causes crippling data friction. Adding modern tools to a rigid, siloed foundation produces a bottlenecked legacy system masquerading as innovation. The unified Sigma platform introduces a structural alternative engineered by Victor and the Sigma BankAI team to solve this exact bottleneck. Their model transitions artificial intelligence out of the periphery, positioning AI as the foundational operating system. The rigid legacy silos dissolve. In place, a wide base layer labeled AI Operating System expands beneath all operational nodes. Unobstructing vertical pathways flow instantly upward. The AI serves as the bedrock routing fabric, connecting all banking functions without friction. Sigma BankAI operates on the premise that artificial intelligence functions as the core logic of the entire banking system. Architecting a bank with AI as the OS provides the only viable transition from a static software environment into a self-evolving financial engine. To understand why legacy workflows fail under competitive pressure, we have to look closely at their internal operational flow. Traditional enterprise software is passive. It serves as a static recording ledger for human actions, waiting for input rather than actively driving the process forward. This animated diagram tracks a data packet moving through a linear workflow. Notice how it pauses at every human-gated node. The system stops, triggers a loading icon, and waits for manual input before accessing the peripheral AI layer. This passive recording model heavily bottlenecks the entire operation. By the time the data reaches the AI tool, the speed advantages have been neutralized by the manual wait times preceding it. In financial technology, operational velocity dictates a company's success. Human-gated software establishes a hard ceiling on an organization's maximum speed. Software designed merely to record human tasks cannot achieve the orchestration speed required for modern enterprise finance. Contrast that passive linearity with active routing. These glowing, interwoven streams, shifting autonomously, represent the dynamic logic required to eliminate operational delays. This is the internal logic driving the Sigma BankAI operating system. In this context, orchestration means the foundational AI layer dynamically coordinates the work itself, rather than passively waiting for inputs to tell it what to do next. Returning to the diagram, the central Sigma OS hub actively shoots task packets outward through parallel pathways simultaneously. The pathways terminate at different nodes for a human operator and an autonomous agent, processing the data at the exact same time. This shared infrastructure connects highly diverse organizational roles in real time. It links complex technical execution from the CTO, Sajid, directly to ICE's media consulting inputs. This dynamic parallel processing bypasses the slow, linear delays we observed in the legacy system. Systems utilizing AI to actively orchestrate workflows between humans and autonomous agents systematically outpace competitors still relying on passive software. High-velocity technological environments present a unique challenge, maintaining corporate governance and ethical standards without slowing down the workflow. Legacy banks handle strategic priorities by treating them as static PDF documents stored on a shared drive, requiring employees to manually reference them during product development. The Sigma approach converts that static text into active computational logic. In this animated diagram, a document icon labeled Strategic Priorities and P.O.I.S. disintegrates into code blocks, dropping down to fuse directly into the foundational AI layer. Watch as a data packet representing a tokenized asset product enters the AI OS layer. The system instantly analyzes it against the embedded P.O.I.S. standards. The packet passes through logic gates, lighting up green as it clears each node. The system grants real-time alignment approval. It does this without breaking the operational workflow or requiring an executive to manually review the specs against a separate corporate manifesto. P.O.I.S.E serves as Sigma's core code of ethics. By embedding it directly into the OS, it functions as a strict computational boundary rather than a corporate suggestion. Conducting real-time compliance checks is critical when deploying novel, complex developments like tokenized assets into live markets. Embedding governance directly into the operating system ensures that compliance never acts as a retroactive linear bottleneck. Transforming static ethical frameworks into dynamic computational logic guarantees absolute strategic alignment, all without sacrificing operational speed. These competing architectures are currently being tested against macro market realities, particularly the institutional investment sector. Private equity and venture capital firms have revised their evaluation criteria, focusing on the delta between simple tool adoption and true architectural integration. Because orchestration speed is the primary driver of market liquidity, investors now prioritize companies that have reconfigured their core operations around AI. This split-screen animated diagram illustrates the operational output that drives this investment shift. By comparing the models side by side, we see the slow, bottlenecked legacy flowchart on the left, vastly outperformed by the high-velocity, multi-path Sigma OS network on the right. Capital and liquidity are naturally drawn to systems that offer the highest efficiency. Arrows representing investment capital flow heavily into the right side of the screen, bypassing the friction of the old model. Possessing foundational AI infrastructure is an absolute prerequisite for securing modern institutional investment. This geometric metallic core rapidly and autonomously self-assembling its outer layers provides a visual benchmark for the future of fintech infrastructure. The Sigma BankAI imperative serves as a warning to the industry. Treating AI as a superficial garnish is an obsolete practice. Utilizing AI as the underlying infrastructure is the only viable path forward. By aligning product output, ethical compliance, and human capital directly at the computation layer, Sigma creates a system that actively refines and builds upon itself. This structural efficiency supports the ultimate strategic goal of the unified Sigma platform, operating as the highly efficient liquidity blood of the broader financial ecosystem. The complete Sigma BankAI architecture proves that performance and values can share the same computational layer. Pride, ownership, integrity, service, and enterprise function as active computational parameters, governing every automated decision within the platform. The transition from legacy software to an AI-native operating system determines whether a financial institution can match the orchestration speed required of a modern engine.